have to ask you right away about Gerard Mayo. What are your thoughts on the Patriots letting him go after a year?
I certainly didn't like that, but I do appreciate how owner Robert Kraft handled it, putting it on himself, recognizing that he didn't put him in an ideal situation to win, etc. But in the same breath, you would have liked to have seen him have more of a chance in an additional year, particularly with Drake May getting some time under his belt. But I think that when you called the team soft, when you alienated some of the players, I think that's one of the things that Robert Kraft was looking at, and it was a huge turnoff for him. And I also think that when you're succeeding the great Bill Belichick, a 6-time champion as a head coach, a 2-time champion as a coordinator, 8 championships overall, you know how meticulous he is, how he pays rapt attention to detail, etc. When you're succeeding somebody like him, you get measured for everything. You get judged on everything. And unfortunately, as is the case with most super head coaches, usually their successors don't end up measuring up. When you think about the Romeo Crennels, and others that have come from the Belichick tree, who's been nearly as successful as him? The answer is no one. And so when you've been spoiled like that, if you're Robert Kraft and the Kraft family, you're going to be meticulous about really, really defining the job that the person, his successor, ends up doing for you. And if they don't measure up to snuff, you're going to feel the need to make a change quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Yeah, and Steve and Amy and I talked about it at length before. I mean, I've known Mr. Kraft. I still call him Mr. Kraft since I was a kid. And he is no doubt a player's owner. And I think what you said is 100% true, that calling the players soft rubbed them the wrong way. But there's also the double whammy of Mike Vrabel being out there. And he loves Patriot lore. He loves the guys who wear the coats. And do you think this is I think it's done. I mean, I will look like a total asshole if it wasn't, but it seems to me that I would be shocked if Mike Vrabel didn't walk in there with a jacket fairly soon.
I think we all would. I think we all would, because I think that if you're New England, one of the reasons you made this move at this particular moment in time is that you want him. And you certainly don't want him ending up being the head coach of the New York Jets, a division rival. You don't want that. And so I think that definitely plays a role to some degree in Robert Kraft making the decision that he made this quickly. But nevertheless, it still seems a bit unfair to Gerard Mayo, particularly considering how Robert Kraft felt about him. But then, as a black man, you have to take this into consideration. He did give this man an opportunity. There were other directions that he could have gone in when he decided to let go of Bill Belichick. And he handed the reins to a guy that has played for the New England Patriots, that's helped them win in the past, that's an African-American, and obviously he gave them an opportunity. He gave him an opportunity. And so when you look at it from that standpoint, how can you just continues, just pour shade on Robert Kraft? I would have preferred that he kept Gerard Mayo another year and given him an opportunity. But in the same breath, he gave him this opportunity. And he didn't like what he saw. And it's not just about the record. That Robert Kraft is on top of things well enough to see practice habits along with your relationship with players, how you've ingratiated yourself to the players, how you perceive, how they're perceiving you to be moving into the future. You also know that Robert Kraft is the kind of person that will talk to players before making such a decision. And you have to take that into consideration as well when you think about the decision he ultimately ended up making.
Check out new episodes of What the Football with Suzy Shuster and Amy Trask every Tuesday. Watch us on the Rich Eisen Show YouTube page or follow and listen wherever you get your podcasts.